What up? It's your girl Motivation with V, and this is Get Real with V, where we're gonna get real, we're gonna get raw, and we're gonna get down to the truth. And I am your host, Veronica Suazo. Welcome back. I am so excited today because we have a very special guest, and I'm excited for her to tell her story and to talk a little bit more about herself, what she's been through, maybe some challenges, struggles. She was raised in San Francisco, California, and I actually met her through my little sister who was going to college with her. Well, not in the same grade, but that's how they met through Metro, right? And I just have to say, like, this woman right here is freaking amazing. Like, one in one. I am so grateful to have her on this podcast because she is the epitome of a woman and embodying self-love. And just like your journey, like seeing it from when I first met you has been amazing. So that's why I had to get her on the podcast. I really, really feel like a lot of women can relate to you, what you've been through, and just your journey. You know, you're a first gen Latina that went to college, got your master's, you doing big things, you working in the community. I don't know, just something about you, like your presence. You have an amazing aura, and I'm just grateful to have you here today. So I won't get too mushy, but just know that she's dope as hell. She got a lot of things going on, and I'm excited for you guys to get to know her a little bit more today. So without further ado, Alex, tell us a little bit about yourself.
What an introduction. First of all, thank you so much. That was so sweet. I am so honored and blessed to be here. This is my first podcast, so I am just blessed just to have the opportunity to share about myself and my story, and also do something with you. So I am from San Francisco. I'm a first gen Latina. I went to Essex State, and I got my bachelor's in kinesiology because at first I wanted to be a physical therapist. Yeah.
I
So
didn't know that.
I think it stemmed from just wanting to help people. But as I started to think about the career and started to do internships, I realized that I wanted to be there for the emotional aspect. So that's when I started to think about what does my career look like? Yes, of course, kinesiology is great. You could be a physical therapist, but the emotional aspect isn't that entire piece. So that's when I took a year off to start thinking about what do I want to do? And it brought me back to education, to counseling. And that's what I grew up around. My dad has been in education for 42 years. I hope that's right.
Shout out to your dad. 2 years is a lot dealing with kids, but it's a blessing too.
Such a blessing. So he's been working at Everett Middle School 42 years. And I've just seen him in action take care of so many students. And I think that's what aligned me with my career with counseling and teaching. So I took a year off after getting my bachelor's degree and I applied to the Master's of Counseling program just randomly. And I just said, maybe I should do this. Shot my shot. I got in and I said, okay, let's do it.
I love that.
I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea how to navigate the application process. Luckily, one of my friends got his master's in public health, and he told me just follow the guidelines, and he walked me through some of the requirements for master's programs, which made it easier for me. And then I just joined.
So it's
When
pretty
I got
much
in.
like you did have some guidance because you had a friend that was already in
Yeah.
that program.
It was like kind
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
yeah. So, but a lot of it was just me figuring it out as I went.
Damn, that's badass of you.
It was crazy. I was so scared, but it was a beautiful journey, and I'm happy I made that change because now I'm a counselor. I absolutely love my job, and I'm able to really do what I feel like my purpose to support students and also help first gen students navigate the college system.
I love that so much because we really need that as a society. Like I'm first gen Latina too, and I'm the oldest sister, and I had to navigate college pretty much on my own. My mom and my dad weren't really in that process with me. I had to figure out how to do application. paying everything, getting loans out. And that shit's tough and it can really make someone not want to go to college because of it. So honestly, what you're doing is really good work. And on top of that, you do like community events, right, for the school. I saw with you do like a lowrider one. There's a bunch of other ones that you do. I think that's pretty fucking cool.
I like to call myself a creator in a sense, or creative. I love doing my makeup, my hair. I love outfits and
Yeah, she's a model.
I got into modeling. I would have never thought I would be a model. Shout out to Mission Native. She gave me that opportunity. Yes, love her.
Shout out.
She was the one that really encouraged me to start modeling. She was like, "Mama, you're beautiful. You know, you should put yourself out there." And she gave me the opportunity. So then I started to just kind of explore what that looks like. But what I absolutely love is bringing that piece into my educational piece. So I love talking to students about like if they want to do cosmetology, if they want to be an entrepreneur, if they want to be a producer and make beats. I call myself the hype woman of the school because I'm like, whatever you want to do, you could do it. No, dream big, dream loud. So what does that look like for you? I'm so blessed to be a part of two different things that we have in our district. So we do have the Rock the School Bells conference. So that's a hip hop conference that I help coordinate. And then I'm also a part of the lowrider conference that we have at Skyline as well, just supporting the coordination. So shout out to Nate Novato and Dino Garcia. Both of them have been some of my mentors that helped me one help me embrace my creativity but also help me grow as an educator.
Wow. I love how you combine both of them.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And oftentimes we have students that come in and they're scared to pursue that creative aspect of their lives, although they love doing nails or hair or makeup or something like that. They don't see the piece where they could create a career out of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the piece that I love because I'm like, yes, you can. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in our community. I've done stuff where I've created opportunities of just doing my makeup and getting paid for it, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's beautiful that I'm able to bring in my experience and share that with them because I truly feel like it brings hope to them.
Yeah.
And then they're able to go dive in deeper with their creativity.
You're leading by example.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, I feel like it's so hard, especially like growing up in a Latin household, to like our parents, grandparents, like when you tell them you want to be a hairstylist or you want to do nails or you want to do something that's not school related or, you know, textbook or being a doctor, like they're just like, no, they shut it down. Or even say like you want to be an artist or you want to be a painter, whatever it is, something that's not ordinary for them. They're just so quick to shut it down. So I can see why a lot of people, even the ones that you help, are probably like, I can't make a career out of this. But that's far from the truth.
And oftentimes, the students that struggle with following that career pathway for themselves are coming from Latino households, right? But I think it's also coming back to the point of like our parents and our grandparents, they feel like that because they want us to be successful, right? And the careers that look successful are doctors, or nurses, are lawyers, right? All these things. But now we live in a generation where social media is fire. You could get paid off of that, right? But they don't see that. They don't see that yet until it actually happens. Then, then it's cool, right? But I think there's that piece of like, I want you to be secure. I want you to be okay. So I think that's where that protectiveness comes from.
Yeah, of course. That's a good, you bring a good point.
So we often have that conversation in our counseling sessions of like, well, why do you think, where do you think that comes from? Because the students are scared to talk to their family members. And then I have to share my story. I remember when I was telling my mom I wanted to go into education. And she was scared. I could tell she was nervous because when you think of education, you don't think, oh, you're going to get paid well. You don't know what's going to happen. And I told her, I said, I just want you to trust me. This is the path I want to follow. And thank God, I got blessed to work for a great district, and now I got tenure track. So I really feel like everything has aligned perfectly. And she looks so happy for me now, but I could tell she was nervous at
In
the
the
beginning.
beginning. Yeah, of course. They can't see the picture. I
Yeah.
mean, if you really think about it, no one can really see your vision but you because God gave you that vision.
Mhm.
So no, it's hard for other people to understand and really see it through until they see that you're doing it.
Yeah. And, I think the type of person I am, I hustle. I am very ambitious. And I think that comes from me seeing my parents work so hard. My mom has worked for KFC since she was 16. So I've seen her work so hard. Her work ethic is crazy. I've seen her work early mornings, late nights, and then I see my dad working at every middle school Saturdays, Sundays, making sure projects are done, right?
Yeah.
So I just had a beautiful opportunity of just seeing two people that I love so much work so hard. So now I feel like that's in me, right? So I know whatever I want to do, oh, I'm gonna get it. Um, but God willing, I thank God that I got placed in a position that it's good. I get treated well. I love my job. All the students that I encounter, beautiful. My coworkers are beautiful. So I just feel like everything has worked out how it needed it to be.
I love that. I love that for you
Thank
because
you.
it's amazing seeing a first gen Latina based from the city doing good. Like I know we hypey and like we have a good time and
Mhm.
we can party and all that shit, but it's good to highlight women and men that are doing good for themselves and for the community. I think um I think our people need to see more of that, because it's so easy to get stuck in what's going on around us and all the evil that's happening and education being stripped away. And I feel like a lot of people are putting down education. Having access to education is so important. Girl, it took me 10 years to go back and get my master's, but I'm so grateful that I did.
And you're almost there.
And you have been a huge mentor and motivator for my sister, which is why she's now going into counseling as well. So I'm grateful for you. I
Thank
think you're an
you.
amazing human being, and
Thank you.
like everything you post, it just shows how genuine you are. And I just want more women to embody that. Like I just feel like in society we're always getting put down as women, and we have this hard exterior, especially if you're from the Bay. We just always have like this, RBF face. But when you like have love, when you embody love, when you just share love in your career, whatever you're doing, blessings, abundance will come into your life. And that's clearly what is showing with you.
Yeah, one time this student told me when I first started teaching, and I was so scared. I think I was maybe like 23, never taught me being a teacher, but my mentor during that time, he said, Alex, you could do it. And I said, okay, I'll just try to do it. The student came up to me and he said, you know what I hate about teachers and counselors? And I said, what? And he said, they just treat it like a job. So they'll come in here and, just take down my ID number and then that's it. And ever since then, I felt like I looked at every student different. I'm like, how can I make that experience different for that student? So I am a true believer in prayer. Before I enter my work day, I listen to any type of like worship, Christian music, and I pray. And I'm like, God, let this day be filled with love. Um, Let me be protected, but let me also bring a beautiful experience to whoever enters my office. Because oftentimes, this is the first time that they're on a college campus. So, how can I make this experience good for them, safe for them when they come in and get this an experience of love?
They feel your energy, your aura. Like you
Yeah.
genuinely care.
Oh,
They
yeah.
feel that
I do. I do. I tell them if you
human
want to
connection.
bring someone with you, you can. If you want to bring your mom, because sometimes they'll come with their parents. I'm like, if she wants to sit in there in here and you're okay with that, that's okay.
Yeah.
But before every session I have, I'm like, God, let this be good and let me be a light and let me be a vessel through you, right? Or you be a vessel through me.
I
Yeah.
love that so much. You have no idea.
Oh, thank
I
you.
seriously do.
But it's really important because then it also helps me remember, like, okay, I'm here. Yes, this is my job, but I also have an opportunity to be loving and show someone direction because I know I navigated it. So how can I make this process just easier for them?
That's amazing. And it kind of reminds me of what I'm going to be doing as a therapist. It's like you're almost a therapist, but for
Yeah.
students. A lot different, right? But
Mhm.
literally exactly what you're doing is what I'm learning that I need to do, which is why this year I've been more big on taking care and pouring into myself because
Yes.
I got to hold space for other people's energy. And you can't like help someone or guide them if there's no like love within you,
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're on it, like
Yeah.
seriously. And I hope more women and men out there lead with love. That's what we're missing. Lead with love. Because when you do that, you have no idea whose life you can touch. Like you have no idea what someone's going through. And just by you genuinely like caring and showing them that, that could be it for them. That could be the point where they go from here to here.
Yeah. It's crazy. You know how many students come back to me and they're like, "You were my first counselor and you walked me through the entire process and that's why I stayed." I know, but thanks to God, I truly feel like that is because I prayed that morning or because I was able to just have more patience. So going back to that point of you taking care of yourself, it's hard to be a counselor if you don't work on your patience. If you're not spiritually there. I truly feel like every interaction you have, there is, your spirits are there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're exchanging. So it's like, okay, how can I be the best version of myself in every interaction? I have to work on myself. So I go home, I'm in my Bible, I pray, right? But that all just started for me. I would say maybe at the beginning of this year, that's when I started taking my relationship with God more serious, and I could see it transform so many different pieces of my life just by being more spiritually connected with.
What do you feel your turning point was for you to get
Mhm.
closer to God at the beginning of this year?
Yeah, I think growing up, I never had my own personal relationship with God. I think a lot of the times I relied on it through other folks praying for me, right? Or other people going to church for me, right? Like my parents, my grandparents. I didn't see the importance of going to church or having my own relationship with God until I started to go to church and I started seeing like people sing and having their own encounters. And I said, oh my gosh, I wonder what that feels like. And life be lifing. I was going through stuff and I started going out, probably going out 3 times a week, right? On a work week sometimes.
Like drinking and just
buying buying alcohol, buying food. So I'm probably spending maybe $300 just a week going out.
damn girl.
Oh yeah,
She's just
I was having, thinking I was having the time of my life, right? So going out doing that, waking up though, right? So during those nights, yeah, having a ball, but waking up the next morning like, what am I doing? Every single time. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I chasing? Is this helping me grow? Those are the things I kept asking myself. And I felt my heart getting harder because I am a very soft, and I would say, like, I love to love. Like, oh my gosh, I love every love language. I feel like I'm all of them. But when I was going through stuff, I was shut off. I said, I just want to live life. I don't care about love. And then I just remember I prayed one time and I said, God, I hate feeling like this. I don't want to have hate in my heart. I don't want to be hard. That's not the type of person I am. And I think I'm just following the wrong things. So I made that prayer, and I remember I immediately felt change the next. Yes. And that's why I was like, oh my gosh, I love that feeling when you pray and then you see it happen like, oh my gosh, like I just prayed for this last month and it's happening.
Like you just felt like a quick switch?
I just felt like I stopped, and not to say like I don't go out anymore, right? But it wasn't my number one priority to go out anymore. It was like I felt like called to pray. I felt called to open my Bible. I felt called to go on devotional walks, which then helped me one stop going out. I wasn't drinking as much anymore. I wasn't going out as much. I'm getting more sleep, which now it's helping me bring into my workday just a better version of myself.
You also started working out.
I started working out. And that also, that also came from diabetes runs in my family. So I got scared. So imagine I'm drinking a lot, I'm eating a lot of fast food, and then I'm starting to read my word. And the constant topic was your body is a temple. Your body is a temple. What does that mean? What does that look like? So I started asking myself that. Am I taking care of myself? Am I taking care of my body? No.
You got to get real with yourself, right?
I had to. So I woke up and I said, okay, what are the things I need to do? Okay, I need to start drinking water. Yes. I need to start working out. Yes. So then I just locked in. And in about 3 months, I lost 36 pounds.
Damn, that's roughly like 10-ish pounds a month.
Yep.
It
The
was
first month
locked in.
I wasn't as locked in, but then in January that's when I was like, okay, let's go. And I think that came from my birthday was in March. I turned
Hey, she's an Aries.
I'm an Aries.
I'm a Sag, and together we're fucking fire. We're passionate.
Yes. So when my birthday came around, I made it a goal to lose 30 pounds before my 30th birthday. So I felt like that's what just motivated me and encouraged me to really hit that goal.
Yeah.
So again, it all comes back to my relationship with God. And it was planted in me that my body is a temple and that if I do everything through God, I will start seeing results in everything else in my life.
You know what's crazy is like you saying that, it's reminding me of my journey. And I feel like we kind of just went on the same journey.
Yes,
That's crazy. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel a lot like closer to you this year too, because I see what you're doing with, having your faith and being positive, doing God's work. And like, I'm doing the same thing. I also stopped drinking. I'm not saying that like I won't drink again, but it's more of like your body is your temple. And so that's how I started looking at it this year. And I was like, I got to pour into me because I felt like I was doing things right, but I wasn't exactly happy or where I wanted to be. And I just locked in January too, just like you did. I did pray to I was just like, I need something different, And I don't know. I'm grateful that you are in our lives. Seriously, because I want to be surrounded with more women that are empowering, that are doing the work, that are pushing each other, holding each other accountable to be our best versions of ourselves. Because we got one life to live. Also, I remember you telling me too, you're like that you're a vessel. And that sticks with me. And I was like, I am a vessel. And that conversation we had actually pushed me more to keep speaking on TikTok, especially when I feel something. I'm like, okay, I got to post this.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I am a vessel. I can be the change. I can inspire someone.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you.
No, yeah. You are. And to kind of go back to that, just like our relationship, I have my days where I'm like, I don't even want to work out today. I don't want to do nothing. I'm cranky, but I'm human.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'll scroll on TikTok, and who do I see?
Motivation with me, baby.
I see you on there, and me and my best friend, shout out to Janina. Sister.
Hey, Nina.
Yes, my girl. We'll be
TikTok.
scrolling. Yeah, we'll be scrolling on TikTok, and we like the words that we say about you is she is a light. She is so loving. She is so nice. She's so motivational. So, like, those are the words that we come up with. Everything was positive. So, I hope you know that, yes, like, we're all doing our own things, but how can we build each other up? And you're doing that for all of us. And I see you doing that in your family too. So, it's beautiful.
I appreciate that.
And yeah. And I just feel like I don't know. I don't know what this year has for us, but I truly feel like we are in this space for a reason, in our each other's
And a
lives for
line.
a reason, in so many
I
different
agree.
ways too. So it's just a blessing to have people in your corner, to motivate you, to pray for you. I have never thought of myself to be the one to pray for anyone because I never thought I was enough. But I've been praying like that. Let people see you through me. That has been my prayer, which is a vessel. And people have been reaching out to me, asking me, can you pray for me? Can you pray for me? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I just feel so blessed that anyone and that God has made me, that light for someone else. But of course, it's Him working through me. Yeah. And so I think it's the same thing for you. Is like you never know who's gonna come across that video and get like motivated by it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and it's so easy to like when you only see like a couple of views or a couple of likes, it's so easy to be like, oh, my shit's not being seen.
Yeah.
But because that conversation we had, it really shifted me, and it's like, no, even if it's just one person, that needed it in that moment, that's what matters. So yeah, that's why I'm very big on leading by example and very big on just spreading love. I have no hate for anybody. I don't want no drama. I just want to spread love. I want to spread positivity and I want to empower each other. And that's another thing I really appreciate about you and Nina is you two are like the first that like love my stories or like my TikTok videos or any shit that I post. They're always like the first to like it. And you don't know how much that means to me. Because there's people that watch it and don't interact and like it is what it is. I get it. Not everyone's on that journey yet. They'll get there. But just know that like that gives me strength and it pushes me to continue posting what I'm posting. And back then, younger Vero would have like not posted because, people aren't interacting, but that's not me anymore. I'm like, God's working through me. I'm a vessel and I'm going to keep posting because one person needs that.
And I think it's also important to realize like beyond doing it for folks, you're doing it for yourself. So even if you need to go back to that video and you need some motivation and you're like, oh my gosh, I remember when I said that, that might help you too.
That's true. Because really all the videos I be posting, it's really me. Like I'm talking to myself.
Exactly. So I think it's also looking at it and changing our perspectives of, yeah, it might have 2 views, but who knows? Maybe one of those views, you made someone get up that day to go to the gym. I know you made me do that one time.
Damn.
You sure did.
I love that.
You were part of the 36 pounds I lost.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Because I was having a hard time. It was such a transition from like fast change for me. So and there was times I was just like, I do not want to lock in. And I'm like, Veto went to the gym. Let me go.
Locking in.
Let me go to the gym. I just see she finished a workout. Let me go finish a workout.
I fucking love that. Yes. I really do. That makes me so happy.
Yeah. And even then, I love this device. This is so tight. You are able to like, Apple needs to pay me right now, but
for real, Apple run them dollars up.
Yes, but like you're able to interact with folks when they work out, right? So even going back to your videos is like pour into your people, tell them you love them, tell them you're proud of them because those things can keep them going.
Yes. I love that you're saying that because there's so much negativity out there. Like we put each other down too often
For
and
a reason.
we need to have share more love, more light and empower each other to pursue more in life.
Yeah.
Our parents did not come over here for us to be complacent and not work on ourselves. Most importantly, to become the best versions of ourselves.
Exactly. So I think that's what's important too is like there are people in your life where you see them struggling and you're like, how I feel like this is what I love about you. You always take that opportunity to speak life into someone, and that's so important. You don't know how important that conversation could have been to that person.
I appreciate you saying that because I've had a lot of friends tell me they're just like, why are you like not petty, or like, why aren't you upset that so and so fucked you over, or like, just I'm not that person. Like, I truly feel like I have God in me, and I act that way.
Yeah.
Like, I understand people are operating from suffering. People are operating from the trauma, and it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with what they're going through and what they're struggling with. So I come from a place of understanding and compassion. Although there have been times where I have gotten fucked over, like really bad, but it still has nothing to do with me.
Nope.
And I gotta let go, let God, and let karma handle its thing.
And there was something that you also posted, I think the other day. You were like, forgive them for you.
Oh, yeah.
Something like
Yes,
that.
Forgiveness is for you, not for them.
Yes, it was something like that.
To
And I
give
was
you
like,
peace.
that was good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I love that one. I'm telling you, again, you don't know how much you're impacting folks. Like just by posting something or saying something, it's there and we're seeing it. We're on our phones 24/7. So
That's true.
yeah, like I remember those things. So I'm sure, think about how many other people do.
Yeah.
I think that's my number one thing too, is like, I feel like forgiveness is so important. And whether it's being their friend again or whatever it is, cool if you need to do that. But in order for you to move forward and not have that hard heart, right? You need to forgive it. And that's when it goes back to God, right? There's a scripture where someone was like, how many times am I supposed to forgive someone? And then I think it's Jesus said 70 times 7, right? So that means you just keep forgiving. You keep forgiving, and that's the point of it. Because if you're holding that in, what? You're going to be hurt. You're going to be moving in anger, right? So now it's so beautiful that I love that scripture. Now, my sister, I tell her when she gets upset, I'm like, remember, Jessica? And she goes, 70 times 7, right? So although I don't know like word by word, right, what that scripture is, it's as simple as 70 times 7. Now you know, okay, let me check myself and let me just try to forgive this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard, but it's so good for your soul, and it's so good for you. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for yourself and to have peace. I love that. I love that you share that scripture with your sister.
I do. She remembers it. But I also think it's like an important piece too, where it's like, it's Easter today, right? And I love that it's Easter.
And
And
we're
this
talking about
happened.
this.
I know.
Just say the stars align, everything's aligning.
But
You in the right place, right time.
yeah,
God did.
God did that. And
One other thing too to add, Will Smith said this in a song. I know, right?
That's okay.
Hate in your heart will consume you too. Take that in. Hate in your heart will consume you too. When you have nothing but hatred, when you're angry about something someone did, it'll consume you. It'll literally take over you. You are giving your power to that human. But when you can come from a place of love and just like step back, let go slowly, you're not allowing it to consume you.
But I think it also goes to that piece of like, yeah, forgive. At least what I try to think, if someone upsets me or hurts me, we're all human. We're all going to fail each other in some way, right? I accidentally say something or something like that to hurt your feelings.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I think it's also that piece of God has forgiven me for all these things. Who am I to judge? And why am I being so hard on this person when we all deserve that to forgive?
Yeah. It's so hard for people though. And I
it's so
get it.
hard.
I totally get it. But I hope that more people will start to operate in that way, because us as a society can heal if we can live like that. But like I said, it's so hard. But it also starts with your own healing.
Yep.
It was like you really got to work on that healing, because there's so much you're holding on to that you're upset about, whether it be your parents, whether it be your exes, sisters, families, friends, things that you've gone through that you haven't really process, you're holding on to that, and that's where that anger, that hate comes from. But until you like work through that and process it, you can't be in this space.
No.
Not saying like you can't sit with us. No. But I'm just saying you can't operate in this space. You got to work on that healing.
Yeah. I think there was a while where I was just so upset. I was just so upset. And I didn't realize until I started feeling how angry I was. I was just going through so much. And I think that's what brought me to that prayer of soften my heart. Soften my heart, God, please. Because I feel angry. I don't feel like I want to let anyone into my life, right? So I think once God put that prayer into my heart and I started praying it, I literally felt a relief.
Crazy.
Yes. And I think that's why I started just pouring into myself. Okay, cool. I need to love myself in order for me to keep it moving and, be a good version of myself again, to be that version for whoever.
I love that. If you could give someone advice that is also in that they're just going through it, right? And they're also trying to they're lost and they're trying to find their way and they're upset about something that was done to them or they're just not in a good place. What advice would you give them on how to get started becoming the best version of themselves or start working towards it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to kind of name some things that worked for me. I had to really build up my relationship with God. So I dedicate time every single day to read and prayer, and pray. So I wanted to start my day off like that, but sometimes I run late, which I want to change. So
you run late to be able to
do it. But
that's like me with my meditation.
Yeah, but that's a goal for myself because I want to start my day off like that, set the tone. But since I can't do that, I do it at the end of the day. So I look at it as if I'm setting the tone for the next morning.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah. So I'll do that. Surround yourself with folks that are going to uplift you, love you, and be there for you when you're having hard times. And then 3, just start creating healthy habits for yourself. So whether that's the gym, going on walks, reading, journaling, meditating, like you were saying, things that are going to help you grow in a healthy way. It's going to help you be the best version of yourself.
Those are all really great things. Pretty much doing all of those.
Yes, you are.
So it makes sense.
I know, and I'm so proud of you. I think this is just amazing what you're doing, right? Again, everything that you say, like I digest it, right, and take it into my day. So I think everything you say has so much power in it. So I hope you know that we appreciate you.
Thank you.
So shout out to Vero. She's the one.
Hey. And thank you. I'm so grateful for this platform too, and being able to interview in the Bay that are making shit happen, that are working on themselves, that are doing the work, that are really trying to just make a change, a positive impact. Yeah, we need that. And so this podcast started off as a thought, and I was like, did I do it? But here we are.
Here we are.
And I'm so grateful. And I really hope you guys get something out of this episode. There was a bug. I'm sorry. I know that the bug is like, I saw it too. I was trying not to. BTS. All right, y'all, real quick. We're going to gear off real quick. But this girl is so awesome. Y'all, okay, she's a model. Okay. She's an educator. She's a baddie.
Thank you.
And she's full of love, light, and God. She's that girl. She is that girl. She is the queen, okay? So she is going places. I mean, you already are, but I can't wait to see where you end up and what you do. And together, we gotta make a positive impact within our community.
Yes.
And I have a lot of ideas for the future, especially as I'm finishing school.
Yes.
That I want to do for the community. So I'm so glad that I'm meeting, people like you, where you're also wanting to do similar things. And who knows, maybe we'll create an event.
Exactly.
You'll never know.
You'll never know. And then we have Erica,
Erica's coming up. That's my sis.
Counseling, but everything aligns.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can we come in each other's spaces?
I'm also very grateful before we get off. I am me, and I try my best to lead by example with my family. But you coming in the picture, you have no idea. Like, I feel like I have extra protection, like someone else to add some flavor and to like really spice things up within my family. Because I see a huge shift with my like sisters, my cousins, and my family. Like, one is, me alone. I know I'm a vessel and God's working through me. But two of us, then three of us, the more, the merrier. And the more we're all gonna align and become the best versions of ourselves.
Yep.
So I'm just so grateful that you came into my life, and can't wait to see how our future looks.
I'm sorry, I have to say, if Janina was here, she would tell me to say it. In the Bible, it says, when 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, I am there. So that's just, I don't know. I think the more people you have on your team to just pray for you or love you, right? It's just so much more powerful. Find your folks, find your team who's just gonna help uplift you and pour into you.
And also add Alex and add me to your social media, so you can have women that are following the path that you want to go on. Because I think it's very important to follow and look at women or men that are doing the work and are on the level that you're looking to be on. So definitely follow her on TikTok, Instagram. What's your Instagram?
AU Dope. A lot of people don't know how to pronounce it. So funny.
I'm gonna spell it out. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, but right here, AU Dope. It's just my initials, and I love the word dope. I love looking fly.
Hey, you are dope though.
Thank you. Exactly. And then it just works out. It's like, hey, you dope. And did you know AU on the periodic table is gold, which is dope.
Hey, no, you know what? That class went over my head.
I had to take it twice. That's
But
how I
dude,
remember it.
That's sick. Okay.
But AU Dope, follow me. I will follow back. I absolutely love empowering each other. So,
I really feel that you would be a great mentor for women.
thank you.
Yeah. And it's like, this is like killing me. Sorry, y'all. But like in the future, I want to, as I'm becoming a therapist, I want to not only be a therapist, but offer life coaching and also mentorship. I would love to have you on my team. Girl, I got a lot of visions, ideas.
Be a blessing to be a part of that.
Girl. Imagine. All right. I can't say too much because, yeah.
Coming soon.
But just know we working over here. And we're wrapping up, y'all. I am so grateful for you and for being on this podcast and sharing a little bit about your journey. I feel like I learned something about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea that you got your kinesiology, which was interesting. And then you took a year off and got into education when you had no idea that was even.
My heart knew.
Yeah.
I think my heart.
It was God's plan all along, and you had no idea. Yeah. So stay tuned. Follow Alex on social media. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. If you haven't already, check out the other 8 episodes I've dropped. I got more stuff coming. The end of season 1, it ends in June. Season 2, we're going to have a lot more Bay Area natives that are going to share about their life, their stories, their struggles, their careers, just like Alex did here today. So we're just getting started. We're putting Bay Area on the map. Exactly. And y'all get I got the Giants gear on.
There you go. I have a Padres jersey, but I'm a Giants fan, honestly. I just love jerseys.
I don't know why I thought you had I don't know why I thought you had some. Never mind.
I know, it's okay.
But she's a city girl. I mean, clearly. If you go on her IG, you'll see all her pictures. All nothing but Bay Area city, SF baby all day.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And support your homegirls. So Go like Veto's videos, comment on them. You have no idea how much those interactions for content matter. And it takes 2 seconds. You're already scrolling. Support your homegirls.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you. All right. So that's it, y'all. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you so much for listening. God bless.
Bye.